Welcome back to Stache Club Wrestling. My name is John.
And my name is Jimmy.
In honor of WrestleMania 41 coming up, not sure when this is coming out, but it is damn close, I'll tell you that. Today we are doing a draft of but we are drafting WrestleMania main events. Basically, Jimmy, these rules are, well, you're the one that made up the rules, but we are doing 5 main events each, going back and forth in sort of a snake sort of thing. We got one steal that I believe we're going to take at the end.
Yes,
we're going to do at the end. Okay,
yep.
if we want to do a steal. Night 1 and night 2 count, yada yada.
Would you like first pick or would you like first steal at the end?
Ooh, is that how you want to play it?
I mean, I think that makes some sense.
Would you rather rock, paper, scissors for the first
rock,
pick?
paper,
Okay,
scissors.
rock,
Do
paper,
some
scissors.
cons.
Okay, one and done. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn. All right, you got first pick.
The Rock always wins. All right, first pick. And speaking of The Rock, I'm going to go with the GOAT WrestleMania main event. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of strategy now down the line. But no, I got to start this video off right. I got to do it. The GOAT WrestleMania main event, WrestleMania 17.
Damn.
The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, Houston, Texas. The first WrestleMania I watched live. I was only 5 years old, but I was watching with my uncles and they were drinking beers. I just remember it felt larger than life. That video package, how badass it was for the ending of, not even a Stone Cold Stunner, the repeated chair shots. Boom, boom, boom. Just absolutely vibes, electricity.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not very prepared for this, I'll be honest.
Okay.
That was going to be my first pick.
Yeah.
So I feel like we definitely had our first pick similar. No, it's classic. It's probably the best Stone Cold Rock main event at WrestleMania.
Some people like 19 better, which it wasn't the main event, but
yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
I like the no DQ aspect of it.
Who the hell made this no DQ?
Now I gotta scramble a little bit. I like that pick a lot.
I mean, it's the go-to. I feel like the the wrestling community would have came at my door with pitchforks and knives if I didn't pick Austin Rock 17, because how could you not?
I think there's gonna be a few that might get left off. It's gonna be like why didn't you?
Oh sure, that's the beauty of it, my friend.
But I'm going WrestleMania 14, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Shawn Michaels.
Hell yeah.
The WWF Championship, 1998 in Boston.
Wow, yeah,
that's what I'm going with.
That's a great pick. Of course, Shawn Michaels kind of like last match for I think 5 years.
I think we're starting off hot.
Oh yeah, I mean Stone Cold Steve Austin, the greatest of all time. How could you even argue with those? I think some people would be a little surprised with that pick because again, there is some later main events with I think your GOAT, The Undertaker, that could have gone there. But so it's my turn, I believe.
Yes.
This is a tough one. Roman Reigns for Triple H. No, I'm just joking. Let's see. I'm gonna go WrestleMania 19.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Brock Lesnar versus Kurt Angle. Say what you
Great
want.
one.
Say what you want about the shooting star.
I was gonna say that's the shooting star press. Yeah. Fuck yeah. I'm choosing that strictly off of shooting star press.
Some people say like, oh, it was a botch and like that kind of ruined that instant classic of a match. Let me tell you something. No, it didn't. All right. I seen a man the size of Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah,
do that shooting star press, and he missed it, but he got some of it. The will to then get up and then do an F5 to Kurt Angle. 2 of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time. The first WrestleMania main event where both men used their real names. Also a very underrated WrestleMania in total. In-ring work just on a whole nother level.
Some real graps in the main event too, huh?
Right.
This might be a crazy pick.
Okay.
Wrestling's nostalgia. And if it's anything about me, I also love me some recency bias.
Yeah.
It's a main event that I was in attendance for.
Oh.
I'm picking WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah,
I don't know if I took it early, but
that's probably gonna be my next pick, honestly.
Yeah, it's a cheat code because I also get the run-ins. I get Cena, Undertaker, Usos, Rock, Solo. I get the whole shebang, the whole spectacle. But also selfishly, I'm taking it because being there in Philly for it with Cody getting held up and 70,000 grown men and women and everyone in between, adults, just in tears was a beautiful thing.
I've called that like the greatest 5 minutes in WrestleMania history.
Shit's crazy.
And that still rings true. There's no doubt, and I'm very much jealous that you got to see it live. I've never been to WrestleMania. I think that's one of the most embarrassing things about me as a wrestler. No, I mean just like as big a wrestling fan I am and never been to WrestleMania. There's still plenty of time, and I will get there one day, but what a match. What a match.
What a match.
I mean, I'm sure there's even some people that would put 39 over that match because the 39 match was really cool. Then kind of an unexpected ending too. I know we kind of gave some slack about the whole what is actually a main event. We kind of are in the minority hot take of we don't love calling night one a true main event. But here I am, my third pick in the draft. I'm going with a night one main event, WrestleMania 38.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was Stone Cold Steve Austin versus my guy Kevin Owens. And let me tell you something. The entire match, I had a tear in my eye. Shout out Ric Flair, because Stone Cold and Steve Austin, my favorite wrestler. I'm actually kind of getting emotional right now thinking about it.
It was cool.
I had never
unexpected.
Yeah, I had never thought in a million years Stone Cold Steve Austin would have another match. And maybe too, I think part of the reason why they did it advertising as the KO show compared to a match, just because I think it was Steve's unsure about his limits of being able to go.
He ended up showing off.
Dude,
a little. Yeah,
he
ended up going crazy.
Bumps on the ground. It was I gotta
rewatch that match.
A car crash type of match. It was very good.
All right, I'm gonna move on to my third pick here. It's now that I'm looking at them all, it's crazy. We're only picking 5. There's so many to choose from.
I mean, we go longer if you want.
I'm going with a staple here. Going WrestleMania 12.
Wow.
Shawn Michaels versus Bret the Hitman Hart. 60-minute Iron Man match, the WWF Championship. That's what I'm going with. Admittedly, before my time, I'm picking it as a history pick, as something that I admittedly am long overdue to revisit. Kind of leads into that new era of wrestling past, I mean, there were a few years removed from Hogan, but you know what I mean? It was kind of I believe it's that match, the classic Shawn
boyhood
holding the
dream
title.
has come true.
Exactly.
It's a popular take now to say that match isn't all that. And it bothers the hell out of me. It's such a dumb take. But I mean, I respect everyone's opinion. But it's two of the greatest of all time in ring, 60 minutes. I guess it was 0-0 because both, of course, historically Shawn and Bret didn't like each other, didn't want to job out to each other.
Right.
So they went the route of okay, we're gonna have an Iron Man match, but no one's gonna get a pinfall in the 60 minutes.
One kind of sudden death overtime.
Yeah. Just electricity, peak wrestling. Very interesting. The prior main event to the year prior was LT versus Bam Bam.
Yeah.
This the complete opposite of a celebrity match that actually was pretty good. But then you go to the classic in-ring technician 60-minute banger.
I believe you're down to your second to last pick.
Yes. I'm gonna go WrestleMania 30. Okay. I'm going to go Daniel Bryan, the Yes Movement versus Randy Orton versus Batista. I love a triple threat match. I know some people kind of critique of the in-ring psychology of a triple threat match where, 3 guys going at it and then one guy, gets hit with a DDT and they're on the apron or outside the ring for, way too long, whatever. Forget that. This was absolutely beautiful. The storytelling, of course, the beginning of the night, you got Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, him earning his way in. Just the fact that Daniel Bryan can say, I beat Evolution at WrestleMania was just a cool ass thing. Orton and Batista working together, eliminating Bryan to start the match, and then the euphoria that was WrestleMania 30 at the end with Bryan holding both titles up. Yes.
It's one of the craziest reactions, pops, whatever you want to call it, in wrestling history. And him, the iconic image of him holding up the belts on the turnbuckle. It's a crazy image. I think it's a great pick.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go with the main event after that, WrestleMania 31. I'm going Heist of the Century. Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, what ended up being a triple threat match with Seth taking it at the end, him helicoptering the fucking belt.
Damn, I love that moment so much. We've been talking about WrestleMania leading up to this year's WrestleMania and kind of saying, people saying the build isn't that good. Same thing with this WrestleMania 31. Build wasn't that great, but then the matches on the card and the moments that were made, fantastic. And that made me a big Seth Rollins fan for a long time.
All right, that is my second to last pick. Jimmy, can you give me your final pick? Fifth and final pick.
I'm going to go before my time. And let me tell you.
1, 2. Sorry, go ahead.
This was my uncle's favorite match because, again, this was Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, WrestleMania 6, I believe. Title versus title, which is a great concept. The first time it's ever a babyface versus a babyface. You have just the absolute momentum and power of the Ultimate Warrior going against Hulk Hogan, who is this guy who basically put wrestling on his back. He is Mr. Wrestling, essentially. I wish I was a kid for this match, but, going back and watching it, of course, not the best in-ring action ever. These guys aren't, technicians or whatever, but just larger than life figures, big meaty men slapping meat, a rare Hogan loss, which I think, going back, we can appreciate.
I like that one a lot. It's like there's gonna be so many left off here.
Yeah.
I think we would have been, say what you will about Hogan, and I don't disagree, but he shaped WrestleMania for years, the beginning of it. Admittedly, I'm not gonna choose it, but I think Andre versus Hogan at WrestleMania 3 is gonna get left off, as crazy as that is. The match wasn't all that. It's the slam was the moment. It is the most iconic moment in wrestling history, but it is. I'm not gonna pick it. Okay. I'm not gonna pick it. I was like,
because the match itself is,
I'm not gonna pick it.
History, it's
I
huge.
honestly want to play this more me. Would you let me swap out Sean Brett? Because Sean Brett didn't feel authentic to me.
Okay.
I'm gonna swap out Sean Brett.
That's fine.
Give me.
I wasn't gonna steal that one. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's the thing. All right, this is a little. It's a revisionist history. Am I cheating a little bit? Maybe. Replace Sean and Brett again. I'm sure it belongs there, but if I'm being true to myself, I wasn't. That's not me.
You and Orton,
I love
Triple
Sean.
H.
I'll tell you what I do want. I want the Boneyard match.
Oh,
I want Taker AJ.
Wow,
Boneyard match. Is that insane to swap out for Sean Brett? Yeah, but
totally different ends of the spectrum. I'd love to hear what your thoughts on the Boneyard match and what you loved about it.
It was obviously the pandemic mania. They did the Cena Bray Wyatt stuff.
That was fun.
They had to go cinematic. There was a time in wrestling that was ultimately a dark time, but was fun to be so cartoonish and lean into that silly storytelling character wrestling that you sometimes don't always get as leaned into. And it was just creative, and it was like it was compelling. I think we all left that match being like, why was that like fun? Why was that a ball?
I totally agree.
It's also late stage Taker getting a Mania, which is great. It's AJ. Yeah, I loved it. I haven't rewatched it admittedly, but I have a fond memory of like watching it with my parents in the pandemic, and like when wrestling was like the only thing on TV and the only thing to watch, and they still pulled off a decent WrestleMania.
The classic meme of Taker behind AJ. Yeah. And then two, I know Undertaker's your GOAT. I thought for a while there was going to be no chance this man gets a proper good feel-good send-off, and I was wrong because this match ruled, and it was his last match, I believe. So so that's a great pick.
So a couple other things before we end it here, and before I give my fifth one. Neither of us chose WrestleMania 41 picks, which I don't know if those were even on the table. I don't know if that was us. You kind of like pick a future draft pick. I'm not picking one. I'm not going to pick one.
A match that hasn't happened.
I'm not going to pick one. I think they were on the table.
Okay.
Like I was pretty close to choosing Cody Cena.
Oh my god. Oh yeah. We'll see.
Which, it might have bit me in the ass if it ends up being a stinker. I don't think it will be.
No.
We left off both Rock Cena matches.
The first one was really good. Second one,
I agree.
My opinion.
We left off the Taker matches, which my favorite Taker matches were the ones that weren't the main event. We did leave off the second Undertaker Shawn. My favorite match of all time is the first Undertaker Shawn. So that's why I left off that one. I'm going with a match that was very, very, very monumental, deserved, changed the game. I'm going the women's triple threat match with Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, and Charlotte Flair for the Raw and SmackDown's women's titles, winner take all, triple threat, big stage Ronda Rousey. They closed out 35 before they, pandemic, they moved to 36. But this, and again, I'm not going back to the argument, whatever. This is a true main event of the top 3 women in the company, closing the show, closing the weekend. They weren't given night one. That was the whole shebang. I'm going the women's triple threat match to round out my 5.
I truly forget too how monumentally over Becky Lynch was at this point. The man going full force.
And even like obviously Ronda's run wasn't great like after this, but that at least was still like when Ronda, I don't want to say cared, I don't want to say, but and I even liked her tag team match with Triple H and Steph. Like that was a fun match as well. The Ronda Rousey run afterward, ignore it, whatever. I love this match, I really do. I think I'm happier with my 5. It feels more authentic to me.
Okay.
Now that I admittedly took off. Still a monumental match, but like I'm thinking as a 28-year-old me. Steel time.
Let me tell you,
I get the first steal.
You get the first steal.
First.
And let me tell you something. If you steal where I think you might steal, I'm gonna be very mad at you.
Yeah, there's an obvious one to steal, right? I honestly wish I could just lock mine in. I'm gonna go.
You don't have to steal if you don't want want to. I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I might not want to steal. The obvious one is Rock Stone Cold. Is WrestleMania 17.
Which I would understand, because again, that's my favorite. That's a lot of people's favorite. And again, when I picked it, I did think, oh shit, if I pick it, John's gonna be able to steal it. So again, if you want to do that, I totally understand. But I'm gonna steal one of yours. You steal one of mine. So keep that in mind.
You can still steal from me. I don't want to steal from you. I'm not a dirty thief. But if you want to steal, what one would you steal?
Oh, Cody Roman.
Yeah.
Cody Roman.
yeah.
But you know what? In the interest of WrestleMania and friendship and camaraderie, shout out our March Madness thing, I'm not going to steal yours either.
Wow.
But if we do future drafts, this steal stipulation will still be there.
See, I feel like we have to tweak it, because stealing at the end is just then us kind of trading too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
I like the concept a lot.
Okay.
I think maybe the steal has to happen in the you know what I mean? Like during it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, I picked this one. I'm stealing that from you. I think that's where it has to happen.
Fair enough.
But it is funny at the end. We just went, nah, I like my picks. I like my picks. And we didn't steal.
Hell yeah.
That is our draft. Please let us know what you picked, what got snubbed, what got left off. What were some crazy picks that we chose? What were some crazy ones that got swapped out? That might have been one. Patreon.com/Stache Wrestling support channel. Get a bonus wrestling Q&A podcast over there. Please make sure you subscribe, leave your likes, leave your comments, turn on the bell for notifications. We have merch in the description. We'd appreciate if you checked it out, as well as a Fanatics affiliate link if you want to pick up some WWE gear. It would help out the show if you use that link. With that said, Jimmy, I like this. I'm down to do more drafts in the future. I like a draft. That's the video, folks. Thank you for being here. We'll give you one to send off. Happy WrestleMania season. Peace.